SQL. Ever hear that word and just kind of zone out? If it sounds technical or complicated or just plain intimidating, you are in exactly the right place. Because the truth, it's way simpler than you think. And in the next 5 minutes, we're going to prove it. Let's do this.
So here's the game plan. We'll start super simple. What even is a database? Then we'll learn how to ask it for stuff using select, how to get super specific with where, touch on a few pro-level tricks, and then put the whole thing together. By the end of this, you'll actually know how to do this stuff.
All right, first things first. What is this thing we're trying to talk to? Let's forget all the technical jargon for a second and just start with something you probably use all the time. Okay, get this. For our purposes today, a database is basically just a big Excel file. Seriously, that's it. It's a digital filing cabinet, a place to keep organized information. If you've ever opened Excel, you are 90% of the way to understanding how a database is structured.
Now let's just swap out a few words. You know how you have different sheets inside an Excel file? In the database world, we call each one of those a table. And a single row of information, like for one person, still a row. And each category, like name or age, yep, that's a column. See, you already get the layout.
And this right here, this is going to be our little sandbox for today. It's a table called students. It's got 3 columns, ID, name, and age, and 3 rows, one for Rahul, one for Amit, and one for Neha. This is the mini database we're going to be asking questions to.
Okay, so our data is all nice and organized. Now for the cool part. How do we actually talk to it? How do we ask it questions? Well, it all starts with learning just one single word, probably the most important word in the entire language of SQL.
And that word is select. That's it. It's the most basic thing you can say. From now on, whenever you see the word select, just translate it in your head to, hey, show me the data. It's how you start every conversation.
So what if you want to see everything in the table? You know, the whole shebang. For that, we write a very simple command. Select star from students. Let's break that down real quick. We know select means show me the data. That little star or asterisk, that's just a universal shortcut for all the columns. And from students, well, that's just telling it which table to look in. So altogether, it's just show me all the columns from the students table.
And this is what the database gives you back, the entire table. You asked for everything, and you got everything. Simple as that.
But what if you don't need everything? So you just care about the students' names and their ages. Well, you just ask for them specifically. The command looks like this. Select name, age from students. See what we did there? Instead of the star, we just listed the exact columns we wanted, separated by a comma. And boom, the database gives you just the information you asked for. The ID column, it's gone. Why? Because we didn't ask for it. And that's the beauty of SQL. You get exactly what you ask for, no more, no less.
Now, getting columns is cool and all, but the real power comes from finding specific rows. This is where you stop just looking at data and start interrogating it. And your secret weapon for that is something called the where clause.
So what is the where clause? It's just a filter. It's you telling the database, hey, don't just show me everything. Only show me the rows where this one condition is true. This is how you can sift through millions of records to find just the few you actually need. I mean, think about it. This is how Amazon finds all the products under $50. It's the engine behind basically every search you do online.
So let's try it. Let's ask a smarter question. We want to find all the information, but only for students who are older than 20. Our command just gets a little longer. Select asterisk from students where age greater than 20. See that? We just tacked on our where condition right at the end to set the rule.
And look at the result. The database scanned the table, checked the age for each person, and only gave us back Rahul and Neha. Amit, who's 19, got filtered out because he didn't match our rule. That's the where clause in action.
Now, this is where it gets really powerful. What if you need to be even more specific? You can stack your filters together with the word and. So the database does a 2-step check. First, it finds everyone older than 20. That gives us Rahul and Neha. Then it looks at just that small group and asks, okay, out of you two, which one is also named Rahul? Only one person meets both rules, and that's our final result.
You've already got the fundamentals down. Select, from, where, you're speaking the language. So let's level up just a little with a couple of pro-level tools to make your filtering skills even sharper.
First up is like. This is amazing for when you're looking for patterns, not just an exact match. It uses the percentage sign as a sort of wildcard. So if you search for like R%, you're asking for any name that starts with an R. If you search for like %A, you're asking for any name that ends with an A. And if you put the percent signs on both sides, it'll find an H anywhere inside the name. This is a lifesaver.
And what if you want to find a few specific people at once? You could write a long command like where name equals Rahul or name equals Neha, but there's a much cleaner way. You use the in operator. This just tells the database, hey, show me any student whose name is found inside this list I'm giving you. It's way more efficient. Okay, let's pull all this together. We're going to do a quick recap, and I'm going to show you the #1 mistake that trips up almost every single beginner. All right, listen up, because this is crucial. When you're filtering for text, like someone's name, you absolutely must put it in single quotes. If you don't, the database gets confused and thinks Rahul is the name of another column. It doesn't see it as text. Putting the quotes around it tells the database, I'm looking for this specific piece of text. Remembering this tiny detail will save you so many headaches. And this right here, this is the core structure of pretty much every basic command. It always follows this logical order. You select what data you want, you say from which table to look in, and you tell it where to filter the results. Just remember that simple flow, what, which, and how. If you get that, you can build almost any query you need.
And believe it or not, that's it. You've done it. You now understand the fundamental grammar of SQL. You can now look at a massive pile of data, ask a very clear question, and get a precise, specific answer. That's a real superpower.
So, I'll leave you with this thought. You now have the keys to unlock insights from huge amounts of information. The only question is, with this new language at your fingertips, what's the first question you would ask?